superheroes. This interview is for memory recall aspirants who want to learn faster and want to achieve maximum in their life by keeping all their limitations behind. Today on our show, that is Wisdom from Experts, we have Chef Swapnil Chandawale. Chef Swapnil Chandawale is native of Pune, India. He has over 2 decades of experience handling diverse kitchen systems, creating multi-cuisines, and working at 5-star hospitality establishments. He spent more than 14 years as senior executive sous chef at Trident, Mumbai, before which he was a sous chef at Taj, Pune. Swapnil is extremely passionate about his work. His professional endeavors have dazzled food lovers from all around the world. He understands the importance of traditional and classical cooking techniques and often applies them to the latest food trends. He graduated with a degree in hotel management from Bharati Vidyapeeth, Pune, India. So let's learn more about him. So let's welcome Swapnil on the show. Welcome, Swapnil, to the show. Yeah. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon. So Swapnil, Mr. Swapnil, I have always had this fascination that in the hospitality industry, how people operate, how they able to memorize everything, how they able to deliver all the things, that to be on time, exact, and handling so much people. So my questions are going to be around that. So with your permission, if you're okay, or if you want to say something before starting my question answer session, you can tell, or if you allow, I'll start with my question answer session. Please.
Please do. Please do. Please start.
Okay. Okay. So my very first question for you, tell us little about yourself and your journey of becoming chef at Trident, executive sous chef at Trident, or other like your sous chef at Taj, Pune. So how was your journey, the whole chef journey? Yeah, please.
So practically this decision was made when I was in 8th standard.
Okay.
The influences came from one of my cousins who is very close to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very grateful to him to have an influence over me.
Okay.
He had done his hotel management, and I would see him work, and the entire grandeur, the entire aura that he would carry around him.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, as a role model, that is what I followed.
Right.
But however, cooking started with being the youngest one in the family and always being around with my grandmother, my aunts.
Mm-hmm.
We have a tradition of what do you call it, as a close family or a joint family. So being that part, somebody or somewhere was always cooking, somebody was at home, and being the youngest, always being around with sisters and cousins,
Okay.
aunts, the influence of cooking came in. And I've always seen my grandmother use a traditional pata or vanta or a traditional Maharashtrian food being prepared.
Mm-hmm.
So that is how the interest came in, helping came in, and eventually, I wouldn't call it as a hobby because, hobby, passion, work, they all 3 different things. And generally people put it all together. I wouldn't, because I have 2 things which are different.
Mm-hmm.
So I made up my mind that I'm going to go into hospitality industry.
Okay.
I was not very clear that I wanted to be a chef.
Okay.
2 years I worked as a steward.
Mm-hmm.
I started my career in F&B service. We have, 4 major digits of hospitality. We have the housekeeping, front office, F&B service, and kitchen. I was very much interested in F&B service.
Okay.
And I started 2 years I did with F&B service. Eventually, I found a mentor in one of the very late chefs. He's passed away, but amazing guy. And he inspired me, nurtured me to become a chef.
Okay.
I worked for 2 years with the Meridian Pune, traveled around the world on cruise liners, worked for them, worked in England for 2 years. Eventually, got married, got settled down, got a job with Oberoi, stayed with Oberoi for 13 and almost 14 years.
Great. Yeah. Okay. So, little bit about Taj Pune also, if you want to tell us.
Taj Pune is a fantastic place. It's an iconic hotel for Pune. Many places can come up, but Taj Pune has got a very special heart, not only in my heart, but it's made a small heart in Pune itself.
Okay.
It's an iconic building made by the Kirloskars. It was only 5-star during those times, eventually taken over by Taj. But it's a very iconic place. They have a beautiful restaurant called Masala Hut, which does traditional Maharashtrian Indian food. The coffee shop is amazing. It's one of the most earliest coffee shops. The banqueting is very good. They have an Asian restaurant called Whispering Bamboos. which also do fantastic food. So overall, it's a package for Pune.
Okay, great to know that. So I wonder, how do you remember recipes of so many dishes? Means you yourself operating at front. Okay, so you may have to remember a lot of things. So what is your formula? What is your secret formula by which you remember everything?
So do you remember in 8th standard we had this algebra equation called A plus B bracket square?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm very sure you still remember the answer for it.
Right.
Yes, it is very something similar to it. All the recipes are formulas, They all are formulas, and eventually you start storing them in your brain.
Okay.
The subconscious starts to retaining it. It is entire experience. So you have a recipe. Earlier you will weigh, you will see, you will go. Like you look at your mother, you look at your wife. She was never going to weigh anything. She knows exactly what it is. And so you see, your mother cooked one particular dish. When your wife came in, she cooked that same dish in a different way.
Yeah.
Eventually, she started cooking like your mother because her 5 senses started reacting to your mother's recipe and started adjusting to it.
Yes.
So it's all about memory. It is about subconsciousness coming in. All the 5 senses, your touch, your feel, your taste. So you will have a base recipe for anything.
Right.
So cooking of a dal that happens probably at 100 degrees centigrade with boiling water, that will not change in any household. That's a physical formula.
Right.
But then it's the recipe, it's the touch. Your body is made in such a way that when you pick a particular pinch of salt, you know the grammage of it without even actually knowing what grams it is.
Right.
And then of course you keep on tasting it. So it is actually putting up your experience and your subconscious mind putting together to remember recipes.
Very true.
And then of course every chef will use his personalization methods, determination. Somebody will put something extra, somebody will put something less. But it is completely with subconsciousness, your relationship with your brain and 5 senses, and eventually the habit and the experience and the learning that you had over a number of years.
Yes. In memory techniques, we called it AIM, that is attention, interest, and motivation. If you have those 3 things, you can definitely remember anything. And you have rightly said that this is a formula. Yes, agreed. Yeah. So, next, I'm curious to know as to how all the waiters deliver exactly the same orders to each and every customer without making a single mistake. They are not making a single mistake. If I have been asked for a juice, they'll give a juice. And that to be if on the same table, there are 7 different people and they are asking for 7 different juices. They'll bring 7 different juices and they're going to deliver exactly the same thing. How does that happen? Yeah.
Okay, sir. I will tell you something very simple. Anything in this world which is set has got 2 things. One is a technique and other is a process.
Right.
So as long as that process and that technique is set together, 99% nothing will go wrong. 1% is your human error. That is what I believe in.
Yeah.
So with this system, there is something called a KOT system, kitchen order ticket.
Okay.
So you in this also, I mean, you'll always see one of the most senior guys will always take the order.
Yeah. Right.
If you see, go to any restaurant, it will be always a manager or a junior manager or somebody who is senior. Like we call them captains or supervisor level. Who will take their orders because first of all, with the number of years of experience and practice, that comes in.
Okay.
So they will write that down everything. Okay. So they will write down. So imagine there are 5 people sitting and there are 5 different orders. They will write it down.
Okay.
So earlier there is a duplicate system where one copy is with him, one copy would go to the kitchen, and one copy goes probably to the accounts.
Okay.
Okay. Now, of course, everything is automated, and then you have iPads, and you just click in out there, and it goes directly into the kitchen. There's a printer; it prints out. You cook according to the instructions, and you put it on something what we call a pass. It passes the food from one department to another. So it's a pass. So you put it on the pass, and it goes ahead. Okay. Now, that's a basic process. Now, where does the technique lie? The technique lies when you have 5 people. Okay. With in front of every order, so when there are cover numbers to a particular table. So there is a table, the person facing the door will be cover number 1.
Okay.
And you'll go clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
In front of every order, you write a cover number.
Cover number, right.
That is one technique.
Mm-hmm.
Other technique is, if you're not very well versed with the cover numbers, what you do is you write. So now, Chakradeva sir is sitting on cover number 1. I don't know the cover number, but I know blue t-shirt.
Okay.
Swapnil is sitting next to him, black chef coat.
Black chef, okay.
I have next to us are 2 ladies wearing the same uniform, grey. So I will write grey uniform, one with red lipstick, grey uniform with no lipstick.
Right.
It is all about attention, it is about awareness.
Yes.
And 99% orders will not go wrong. You will get what you will. What are the instructions you will give them will be given to the kitchen. It will get exactly the way you want.
Yeah. Knowingly,
so that is how it works.
Yes. Knowingly and unknowingly, you are using a lot of memory techniques. The way you said, you follow cover thing. Cover thing is actually called loci method in memory techniques. Like you follow each and every person, what he's wearing, where he's sitting, and according to that, you actually plan your orders and deliver it. So those are little intricate things, but then comes from that loci method only. Okay, great. Thank you for that.
And basically, over a period of years, it forms a habit. So it is all about your subconscious. I believe in subconscious a lot. So something that you keep on doing and practicing, it automatically forms you.
Yeah, it becomes your habit. Yeah, that habit loop. Yes, great. So, can you share any incidences where you have forgot something, and if yes, how you managed? Means some.
Oh, that totally happens. We all are humans. Like I said, that 1% human error is always there.
Right.
That doesn't change anything. That 1% human error will always be there. Somebody will forget something. Sometimes guests themselves forget something.
Okay.
So that will always be there.
Right.
Now there is a very simple solution to this, and I call it a humble walk.
Okay.
I have coined a word for it, saying humble walk.
Okay.
The first thing is that you have to realize that something has gone wrong. You accept it. You put yourself into the person's shoes and be empathetic and understand that, because sometimes what you forget might not be very important for you.
Yes.
But it might be something very important for a person sitting there.
Right.
A person who might say, I want my food at 7 o'clock and 7 to 8 goes, and you're like, 2 minutes, would that be all right? But those 2 minutes, the guy might be, let's say, waiting for his insulin to be taken in.
Yes.
And he's diabetic.
Yes.
So for him, 2 minutes is very, very critical.
Very important.
You see?
Yes.
Very important. So the first most important thing is that empathy, to understand that something has gone wrong and I need to sort it out.
Yes.
And what I call it a humble walk is you just walk up to the guest, look into his eyes, put your head down, say, apologize first that I am sorry.
Yes.
This is my problem. I own this problem and I am going to solve it. Yes. Now that is what will actually, honestly, that is where you will say that, all right, 50% of the battle is won. Right. Next 50% is all about, being proactive, getting it fastly done, then, recovering it.
Right.
It's a 50% of recovery. The first 50% is about apologizing, saying that something is wrong and owning the problem. That, okay, this is my problem, I have done it.
Right.
Other than, there's another way to do this, especially when it is wedding anniversaries. And when it's your wedding anniversary, you forget your wedding anniversary once, and I promise you, you'll never forget it ever.
You'll never forget it again. Right.
Yes. So, try that once, and then you'll never forget your wedding anniversary ever.
Agreed. Yes. though on lighter note, but then this happens. This happens. Yes.
Yes. Certainly it happens.
Right. Yeah.
Stronger the consequence, I think it's a stronger memory that becomes.
Yes. Very true. So, how important is memory according to you for a hospitality industry? How strong a person should have a memory if he want to be in a hospitality industry? Yes.
See, hospitality is also one part. Memory is, of course, very, very important. And it does happen that when you are very worked out and all, you lose out on your memories, you try to figure out things like that. Hospitality is not only about butter or bread or bed
Mhm.
It is about creating memorable experiences.
Yes, yes, very true. Yeah.
So the memory is not only important for you, but the memory is also important for the person who is coming to you.
Yes.
He might just come, he might go.
Mhm.
He is not going to remember anything else. He's just going to remember an experience.
Right.
It's like you go back 10 years back, if you remember you have gone on some trip or somewhere where
Yes.
along with your friends, wife, whatever is comfortable with you. You will not remember any exact conversation at any cost.
Yes.
What only thing you'll remember is that wow, yaar, what trip mein maza aaya tha. There was a lot of fun in that trip.
Yes.
I had an amazing time.
Yes.
Now, what time you had, you will not probably even remember what time you had. You will not remember what breakfast you had, how much tea you had. You will not remember anything. All you will remember is, I had a great, amazing time.
Time, right. Yes.
We are here only to, to deliver a amazing memory.
Yes. Memorable experience for anybody and everybody. Yes.
Exactly. And always remember, everybody is looking for that small amount of recognition, a small amount of appreciation anywhere and everywhere.
Yes.
So even if you're remembering faces, associating names to them, associating expectations to them, preferences to them, that will help to create a memorable, what do you call it? A stay for a guest.
Right.
So your memory is going to actually create his memory.
Yes. Yes. So you think memory is important. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. And to create that wow moment, that he's got one expectation. He's coming to you with a particular expectation that, all right, what, I'm going to come and I'm going to have my dosa in the morning. He's come with that expectation. He orders a dosa. Yeah. He eats a dosa halfway with probably reading his book. And suddenly somebody comes, sir, don't eat this dosa. It's gone cold. I have got you a fresh dosa.
Okay.
Now that is a wow moment.
Yes.
So it is all about loving people, caring about them, and using your memory to create another memory.
Another memory. Good one. Good one. So, the next thing is how important the customer delight for you. Or in other words, do you make some addition to give a personalized experience also? Like you talked about dosa. So do you do some personalization also?
Yes, personalization is part of us all the time. That always happens, and everybody likes to be personalized. I mean, if you see a lot of business people somewhere or the other on their cups, they will have SC written. So it's a small bit of personalization. Everybody likes to have it. Everybody likes to do it. In our industry, West is the god. He is the purpose. He is the ikigai of our world.
Yes.
He is there. That is why we are there, and that's our purpose is. Our purpose is cook food, and all that is later. Yes. But the basic purpose is the guest. He coming in, he being happy is the purpose.
Yes.
Creating a wow moment, which is developed by a person. And it's not about only hospitality. It is about even normal people. Right. Normal people create a wow moment for everything and everyone. That's amazing. You create a wow moment. I mean, imagine your kid has no idea about something. Sunday evening, you just take him out for a walk. You walk up to Reliance or whatever digital stores, and you buy him an iPad. And he is not knowing anything about this.
Yes.
That wow moment. So it's a very simple thing. You just now put that to a guest's delight. I'll tell you one story. So there was this one of these Junes. It was raining very heavily. We had a lot of people for breakfast, and this late family who came in. Father, son, daughter, and mother. Okay. And the daughter was doing Harry Potter. It was part 2, and Harry Potter almost 10 years back was quite well famous. Coming in famous. And it was amazing. She was reading it, and while serving, I realized that she's on last 5-10 pages of it, and she's going to finish it. I didn't say, I saw it. I just took a notice of it. Somewhere down the line, I remember I had the third part of it, which I had read, I had kept it in the lockers.
Okay.
So next day morning, I knew but today evening she's going to finish it. It's raining outside. They are not going to go out. So tomorrow she's actually going to nothing to do.
Yes.
So I took that book. That book was a little bit tattered, I'll be honest with you. Okay. Next day morning, while having breakfast, I gave it to her and I said, I understand that your book is getting over and it's raining outside. So you might just need this.
Right.
And the girl just went, she just went happy.
Okay.
It's 10 years down the line. The parents still call me up. They send me greetings. It's amazing. You create a relationship with this.
Right. Yeah.
Her father was so happy. She said that nobody has, nobody, I mean, and this what happens is, even if there's small bits and pieces, small glitches, small things that could go wrong, people oversight it. They say, oh,
Yes.
ye ho gaya,
Yes.
theek hai, choti baat hai.
Right.
But it's all about creating a memory. It's all about
Yes. Very true.
making people, and I mean, there's a simple rule. And it's a simple rule which our parents are probably, for us, it's been there, Atithi Devo Bhava. But in our families, if anybody comes to your house, they cannot go out unhappy.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's a basic rule you apply to anything, or especially to hospital industry, and then you're set.
Right. And your simple gesture can make their day. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So, how difficult you think your work of managing such a big team and satisfying each and every customer? Is it a difficult task? How is it? Yeah.
Technically, if you see, these two are two different things, but at the base level, there's one and the same thing.
Yeah.
And whether it is a team, whether it is people, whether it is family, friends, there's only one thing. I would put it in one sentence: is managing expectations.
Yes.
As a guest, when you come to me, you have a particular set of expectations.
Right.
As long as I manage them, you are happy.
Yeah.
As a boss, you will have one particular amount of expectations.
Yes.
I have to manage those expectations.
Right.
As a team, you will be having some expectations, and I'll be having some expectations from you.
Yes.
So as long as that communication is very clear about what expectations you have from me,
Right.
and what I have from you is clear. 50% problems are solved.
Yeah.
So there are many times when juniors or friends come to me and say, "There's Swapnil, there are some issues and I'm unable to get around with it." I tell them very specifically, take a book, write down what your expectations are.
Right.
And if it is with a particular person, write down what his expectations are. Knowing the guest preferences, now that is their expectation, that okay, next time when I come in, this guy will remember I need cold water.
Right.
Or a particular wine. I am liking for this wine. This is the particular drink that I like. Or this is my diet. I don't eat black pepper. I need my food cooked, overcooked.
Right.
These small things you have to remember, and that memory will make sure to have the expectations right.
Yes.
Now, if you are able to understand that expectations and deliver above it, that is a memory that you are creating.
Right. Right.
So that is how you have to work on it.
Yeah. So basically, you are saying that there has to be a dialogue between boss and subordinate, or between your team, and there has to be a guidance also. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Yes. Without communication, your memory is of no use.
Right. Yes. Agreed.
That memory has to go along with communication.
Yes. Very true. So I don't think I should ask them, but then, do you love your work?
Okay, I'm going to answer very straight. I mean, I think I'm going to be an international forum here.
Okay.
But work, hobby, passion, people put it together. And nothing wrong in it. Everybody's got their own way to do it. Sometimes you inherit a hobby, or you look out for your own passion. And some people will crux it together.
Right.
With me, it didn't happen. With me, my hobby has been different, my passion has been different, and my work has been different.
Okay.
My work, and eventually, if you see, every job that you do or every work that you do is more like an arranged marriage.
Yes.
You get married first, and eventually you fall in love.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So that is how it is. You start a job, you start working, eventually it grows on you, you start enjoying it, and you continue with it.
Right.
Just because you like something else, you're not going to leave your work or your job. Okay, today I was a chef. I want to become Michael Schumacher. F1 chalana hai. It doesn't happen that way.
No. Right.
That becomes a passion. I will watch Michael Schumacher. I will probably go as a hobby if I have enough money. Buy a F1 team or whatever. But work is work. Work is like wife.
Yeah.
It's an arranged marriage. You marry it once, and then it slowly grows on you, and you love it finally.
Right. Agreed. What are some of the requirements to become a successful chef at Tata's or any big group? So you think that these are yes.
Don't worry about what brand you're going to. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
Everybody will have a different philosophy, a different thing to say.
Right.
What is important is what is your philosophy.
Yeah.
The most important thing for anything is attitude.
Yes.
That is the basic requirement for everything.
Okay.
Your attitude, your focus,
Yeah.
your being humble,
Yes.
is very, very important. It's very, very important. You have to understand that how you will physically remain strong, mentally remain strong.
Yeah.
Another important part is a lot of people are talking about is your emotional quotient.
Yeah.
So being aware about the situation 100% and having a right attitude is the biggest attribute that you can have, and that will contribute to your overall personality, your growth,
Yes.
your everything that you have.
Right. Yeah. Great career advice means if you have a positive attitude and you are ready to do anything and you are started loving your job, so definitely you can excel at any place. Great. So finally, I want to ask you, what one advice you want to share with anybody who wants to start a career in hospitality or especially in culinary section? What one advice you would want to give? Yeah.
Most important is to condition your mind.
Okay.
Be positive. Start conditioning your mind in the most positive way you can. Start hitting the gym. A lot of people don't take care of their bodies.
Yeah.
Stop harming your bodies. If you have got any vices, I would say put them away, because your body is something that you need to take care of, and with longer number of hours, you need your body to sustain that amount of work pressure.
Right.
Same time, you're start becoming mentally very strong, so that will also help you to remain positive in an environment. You see, our industry is probably third or the fourth most strenuous industry.
Right.
After the brain surgeon or the air traffic controller, I think third or fourth is being in the hospitality industry. So you have to start training yourself. You have to start reading good books. You have to stay healthy. You have to stay positive. Start saving, because what happens is a lot of people, and I have also made that mistake. You start earning and you don't think of saving. And actually, going ahead in the industry, there are so many things that you could do. People only look at hospitality industry as 5-star hotels, but there are so many avenues and so many options open. And you have to start investing in yourself. So start investing in yourself. Be positive. Start conditioning your mind. It's all about conditioning your mind.
So taking care of yourself and lifelong learning, what you are trying to say. Yeah, this is most.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Mr. Swapnil, it's great talking to you. I loved asking questions to you, but then this is what I had in my kitty. So thank you very much, first of all, for all your answers. This is definitely going to help a lot of people, to my viewers, to my listeners, and anybody who's going to go through this interview. So do you want to say something? And how was your experience?
No, I said enough. I said enough.
Okay. So if you can share your experience, how was it for you? Yeah.
The interview?
Yes.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was very open questions. I could, nothing was rehearsed or anything like that. So I had to give some particular answers. So I could actually speak out my mind, which is the best thing. Yeah. And you are ready to listen. Not many people, that is another skill that people need to develop, listening.
Right. Yes.
Which probably I'm also learning right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's fantastic.
Yes. Thank you for your kind words. Basically, I have enjoyed more than you, and I had lot of queries from the hospitality industry, which you have solved today, which you have cleared my queries. It was related to my profession also. As I told you, I'm a memory and speed reading coach. So I always wonder how people remember this much of thing. Though there are a lot of memory techniques, but then you are handling day in and day out. So you solved all my doubts. So thank you very much for that. And if you allow me, so with this, we'll stop here.
Please.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.